My name is Martin Luther King, Jr., and my story begins in Atlanta, Georgia, on January 15th, 1929. When I was born, my parents named me Michael Luther King, Jr., but my father later changed it to Martin in honor of the great reformer, Martin Luther. My childhood home was filled with faith, discipline, and the rhythms of gospel music. My father, Martin Luther King, Sr., was a preacher, a man of strong will and fiery sermons who believed in dignity and perseverance. My mother, Alberta Williams King, was loving and educated, guiding me gently but firmly toward faith and learning. From an early age, I understood that the world outside my home did not see me as equal. I was only 6 years old when one of my white playmates was suddenly forbidden to see me again. His parents told him he could not play with a black child. That was the first time I felt the deep sting of segregation. I remember running home confused, and my mother holding me close. She told me that I was no less a child of God than any other boy, that I should never believe those who looked down on me. Her words comforted me, but they could not erase the pain of the signs around me that read, "Whites only." Despite the cruelty of the world outside, I excelled in school. I skipped grades, driven by curiosity and a hunger to learn. At just 15, I entered Morehouse College. I studied sociology, eager to understand why people suffered, why injustice persisted, and what forces shaped our society. I was restless with questions. Why were we divided by race? Why was poverty so widespread? Was there a way to heal the wounds of America? At Morehouse, I also felt the call to ministry. My father's example was strong, but I did not want to become a preacher simply because it was expected of me. I wanted to be sure that this path was mine. Eventually, I realized that the pulpit was not just a place for preaching about heaven. It was a platform to speak to people about justice here on earth. After Morehouse, I studied at Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania. There, I was one of only a few black students. Some of my classmates welcomed me, while others treated me with coldness. For the first time, I was learning not only theology, but also how prejudice operated in the North, where the laws were different but hearts were still divided. I worked hard and graduated at the top of my class. At Boston University, while working toward my doctorate in theology, I met the woman who would become my lifelong partner, Coretta Scott. She was beautiful, gifted in music, intelligent, and full of strength. Our love blossomed quickly, and in 1953, we married. Coretta stood beside me not only as a wife, but as a partner in the struggle that lay ahead. Together, we dreamed of a family, and in the years to come, we welcomed 4 children: Yolanda, Martin III, Dexter, and Bernice. Each of them given